Welcome to Food Sports Central, the podcast of the World Food Championships. And, as I talk to you right now, we are days away from starting the 11th annual competition there in Dallas, Texas. We're going to hit the ground running on day one, which is Wednesday. We're actually going to do the WFC Junior, where we're going to see junior high and high school students compete. Then we're going to have a last chance qualifier, which is going to be people live in person and real time cooking to win their way into the competition that starts on Thursday. And on Wednesday, we're going to have Donna Collins and her biscuit and championship, which is always a fan favorite. Those are things that are taking place on day one, which is Wednesday, before the big competition. But I would be remiss if I didn't talk about one of the biggest parts of this year's WFC is the expanding role of the master judges. Last year we rolled it out. You got to see a little bit of what's happening. They wandered through the crowds, they talked to the competitors while they were competing, and they selected one person who moved on into the finals. Then during the finals, they took the main stage and live tasted the dishes and had a one-on-one QA session with the competitors. That was so successful and so well received by everyone that we're expanding it this year. This year, two selections will come out of the master judges in round one. They will automatically move into the finals. And then in the finals, the panel will be voting on who, out of the only 7 people completing in the final round, will become that category champion that will then head on to the WFC final table. What I wanted to do was take a little bit of time ahead of WFC and talk to and meet who our master judges are, because we really wanted to up the game this year. So earlier this year, I sat on a mission to find who I felt were the most qualified, had the best pedigrees, and who really could break down and understand competition from a universal level. So today, you're going to meet one of those master judges. We'll just say he has strong opinions about food. He is the world's strongest man himself, Mr. Mark Henry. How are
I'm
you?
doing good, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for the World Food Championships. I'm excited that for the competitors to be able to test themselves against the best chefs in the world and understand what that competition. We do know that competition tightens the sphincter sometimes, and people won't do their best when they're tight. So we'll get a chance to see people compete, and that's awesome.
And you're going to be right in the mix. You're going to be walking through Kitchen Arena, viewing what people are doing, asking questions while they compete, and really have a chance to see what catches your eye, what stands out and says, you know what, that's an amazing technique, or that's a flavor profile that I never would have thought of, and literally be in control of their culinary journey at WFC this year, which I think is going to be a lot of fun on both sides.
It is. Last time that I judged, we had young people, kids 16 years old that competed, and he was one of the ones that kind of struck a nerve with me because he said he wanted to be great. He just didn't know how the competition was going to go, and I got to counsel him a little bit, like, don't worry about everybody else. You worry about you, and that's kind of what I want to do. I want to walk through and make sure that everybody is one on task and keeping their times right. But being able to explain to me why they do, not just how they do. I
Mhm.
want to know why they love food so much.
And I think that that's one of the things that really makes WFC stand out. And this will be your second time to WFC. I think it really makes it stand out that these competitors come from all different walks of life. Like you even mentioned, all different ages. John McFadden is the reigning world champion. He's from Australia. He is a long experienced master executive chef. The year before that, we had Preston Wynn take the title, and he was barely out of his high school years. So it really, this competition opens itself up to everyone. And I think that's what we're going to see there at the Fair Park in Dallas. But having you there, understanding what it takes to be a champion, understanding what it takes to really have singular focus, but then also, man, you get food. You understand it. You cook. You bring your family into cooking. Like you understand what really makes food special.
Yeah, I love the camaraderie that you gain with somebody else that loves to cook too. And I'm doing a little clinic with my daughter and some of her friends, uh, showing them how to make desserts because that's what they love the most. Um, I enjoy the fact that they're sponges. They write everything down, and they understand the steps, and they realize that it's not going to happen overnight. That sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you're going to make mistakes, but for the most part, the love and um, the being able to do something together and make something beautiful, uh, that's just a priceless thing to me. I'm looking forward to doing that with them, but I'm also looking forward to getting to Dallas and seeing the people that they're not practicing. They're out there to win. That they've done it 1,000 times already, and they want to make an impression on the world of food. So it's going to be an awesome experience.
I mean, and you're around in your career, you've been around so many people who were coming up, they were at their beginning and they were starting their journey to a different types of championships or different types of career paths. You've really been able to see people kind of migrate through. And at WFC, that's that same journey. You're going to see some people who are working their way towards their first restaurant or working their way towards their first product that they're going to put out. Or they could be somebody who's becoming a really revolutionary new influencer. You're going to get to run that gambit between all of those people, in addition to people who have had restaurants for years, have successful product lines that are competing champions for multiple times over. And each one is going to sit in front of you, present their dish, and you're going to have a chance to in real time try the dish and actually ask questions back and forth with them. You know, that's one of the things I think is so interesting about the master judge program is you're going to have this ability to one-on-one along with your master judge panel ask these teams, what was your process behind that?
You know what? Like a lot of times when you get people that cook, they don't always explain.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is going to be new for a lot of these chefs to be able to sit down and have somebody ask them a question. Why would you use celery in this dish when you don't necessarily need it? But um, those they hear the answers to the different styles of Trinity when in usage. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to ask those questions because I want to know why people do it. That's the thing because everything is regional. We know why people in Louisiana uh, use celery and bell pepper and onion.
Yep.
But it's not always a traditional French culinary style, and people use different ingredients. I want to know why.
And I love the fact that last year we really saw a push, and this has to do with regional, exactly what you're saying. We really saw a big international push last year. Burger category alone had teams from Mexico, from France, from Dubai, from Japan. They all jumped into what is really, truly an international world food championships to the point where we were seeing flavor combos that they were bringing from their kitchens, what they're used to, what they grew up with, even ingredients that were specific to a region. And you got an education about food, about the world, about people, all from one bite. And you're going to have that same opportunity. You're going to have competitors from all over the world in these categories. And I think that's one of the things that's most interesting to see.
Man, I had a friend of mine make me a Thai chili burger, and it had Thai chilies and peanut sauce on the burger, and it was
Wow.
absolutely incredible. and he said it was. I mean, he's a guy that's Taiwanese, and he said that it was inspired by different foods that he grew up with, um, and being watching his mother and grandmother cook, and he loves dishes with peanut sauce, and he figured, hey, I'm gonna try this on a burger, and it was incredible. And he said it's better with pork than
Oh, yeah.
beef. And I said, well, you know what, man? If hey, is this my first pork burger? I enjoyed it, man. I really did, and I want to see people experiment and do different things and turn a what we consider something normal as a burger, and do something different with it.
Yep. And one of the categories that is really going to, I think, gather a lot of garner attention is the chef's category is coming back. And this category's entire kind of theme is going to be molecular gastronomy. So we are going to see the mad scientists and all of our chefs come out this year, and they're going to be playing with chemicals and procedures and ingredients that
Liquid
are just,
nitrogen.
it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it too. That's I watch a lot of food television, and I see people making desserts with liquid nitrogen.
Yep.
Say that 3 times. And uh, like different candies where you
Hmm.
need a cold platform to uh, keep the candy cool. Like I just love the science of it too, and seeing people do all these experiments. Some of which, right, different humidity might not work. We're going to be in Texas. Be careful.
It is, and it's going to be. I've been watching the weather pretty close, and it looks like we're going to have cool temperatures. So I've got fingers crossed that it stays that way because
Yeah,
Texas definitely hit some record highs this year. But I mean, when you get inside Kitchen Arena, man, all bets are off, and it's
yeah.
going to
You
get
want to
crazy
make
real
sure
fast.
that you stay within the confines of your comfortability.
Hmm.
And if the weather is moist, the air is moist. If you need something that requires you to have more of a dry temperature, then you might want to go to Plan B. You don't want to put a bad product out there.
No, because it's going to be judged by some serious people like yourself who know food. It's going to be fun to see you and say Chef Brian Duffy on a panel together talking about food together, and I know he's excited about that. But it's going to be a gathering of the best of the best, and by the time we end up things on Sunday, we're going to know who all of our category champs will have seen brand new food that we never even thought about, new flavors. We're going to see every generation and countries represented. I think this is just one of the things that makes food sport kind of that world's biggest family reunion where we all get together and we bring food.
Yeah, I mean it's not quite a potluck, but it's an advanced level of it.
I think so. And man, you've been busy this year. You've had a lot going on. You have some things coming out. What's going on in your world?
Man, between AEW and SiriusXM and now themarkhenry.com about to go live, I'm pretty busy. The Mark Henry show is going to be featured on themarkhenry.com. A lot of interviews. There's going to be a bunch of chefs on there as well as athletes and entertainers. A lot of people that you see on the internet. Couple of food truck guys that I enjoy watching them work and on social media. And that's the thing. I want everybody to have something and to
Mhm.
be able to be entertained by it because that's what it's for. It's not just educational platform. It's I want people to be entertained and have a good time.
And I have no doubt they are going to have a blast. Where can everybody follow you on social medias?
I'm the Mark Henry on everything. I mean, you on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram. I do need to do better with TikTok, but I'm working on it. I'm only one person.
Well, guys, remember, so follow the Mark Henry on socials. You also want to follow the World Food Championships on Instagram and Facebook. But I'm telling you right now, bookmark worldfoodchampionships.com. That's where you're going to find everything you need to know before you go: schedules, up to date timing, new things that are coming out, and tickets. So follow along because this is going to be a wild ride. Mark, it has been once again a pleasure. I'm so excited you're coming back to WFC, and
Me
I am
too.
sure we're going to have a good time for that week.
Man, I'm looking forward to it, man. Make sure that you get some rest before you get to Dallas. You're going to have some late nights.
It's going to be a lot of late nights, but man, it's going to be the best stories. And that's what happens when a bunch of good people get together:
Yeah.
late nights and great stories. Well,
Looking forward
guys,
to it, man.
as am I. Thank you, Mark. It's guys, we're going to see you in a matter of days in Dallas. So until then, see you soon.